Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show, Chicago's favorite variety comedy television show with spotlighting you in local talent. Everyone else out there, we're out there. We're looking for you, buddies. Everyone out there, we'll find you. But anyways, TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. If you'd like to contact us, that's the best way to figure out how to do this. We got a great show today. We're going to have a kind of a rocking show today. Cartoonish, kind of rocking, kind of fun show. I got the fun shirt on. Everything is going to be great. We're going to have local singer-songwriter John Babin on the program later on. He's going to do some of his songs. And he writes his own songs, which is really great. And he plays all the classics. So anything about that, if you have a request, that's the guy you want to go to. But right now, I'm going to have an award-winning animated filmmaker, a published cartoonist, and a pioneering beer maker, brewery. I love beer. And John Babin loves beer too, and we'll talk about that too. Matthew Han, how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good there. I'm just thinking about the beer and kind of got me sidetracked a little bit. You talked about being you were a former beer brewer, but right now you have a book that just came out called The Animated Peter Lorre. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, this is my second book. The first book was The Animated Marx Brothers. The second is The Animated Peter Lorre. They both deal with animated caricatures. You see them a lot in cartoons from the 30s and 40s, but you still see them today in shows like The Simpsons and Family Guy and SpongeBob. And Peter Lorre was in more of these cartoons than perhaps anybody else. I found about 800 cartoons that are in this book right here. And this is the book's 400 pages long, contains entries on all these cartoons, contains many pictures, and it's doing very well. It got good reviews from Leonard Maltin, got a good review from Jerry Beck, who's the go-to guy for cartoons, for animation, and it's frequently in the top 100 movie comedy books list on Amazon.com.
Wonderful. Tell us about Peter Lorre and what did you like about him and made you want to do the research to put this book together?
Well, I have been a fan of Peter Lorre since I was 14 years old. I was doing Arsenical Lace in high school. I was a ninth grader and I was in the junior class play, and I was playing Dr. Einstein. And this is about 1974, and the director, back then you didn't just go out and rent a movie from Blockbuster or download it from the internet. Of course, you had to wait till it came on TV, and as it happened, Arsenical Lace played on TV during our rehearsal period. And the school had I don't know if it was even called a VCR back then. Perhaps it was called a VTR, but it was the size of a small truck. And she taped the movie off TV, and I watched it. And Peter Lorre played Dr. Einstein in the movie, along with Cary Grant's in it, and a lot of great actors. But
Time to go to Panama. Time to go to Panama. Make another lock, right?
Yeah, Johnny. So I borrowed, stole a lot of Peter Lorre stuff, and I've been a fan ever since. And while I was doing my first book, I would constantly run into references that Peter Lorre was in more of these cartoons than anybody else. And so after I finished the first book, I was looking around for a subject for my second book, and there was no thought at the time of doing a whole series of these animated caricature books, but this just kept coming up in my reading, and finally I was like, yeah, this is a story that really should be told.
And definitely, and then Peter Lorre had kind of a creepy, scary, but yet friendly face. He was would you describe that about him?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was there. There were a couple of different Peter Lorres. There was the Peter Lorre who's in Arsenic and Old Lace and some comedies, and he's a bad man, but he's funny and he's likable. And then there's the Peter Lorre who's just completely nuts and or evil, like the Peter Lorre in Mad Love or the Peter Lorre in Maltese Falcon.
Right. What do you think of the statement that says Peter Lorre was perhaps the most frequently animated movie star of all time?
I think that's probably true. That's I have not been able to find anybody who's even close. Maybe Jimmy Durante, but I don't know.
He was ha cha 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 cha, right?
These are the conditions which prevail.
We're sitting here with Peter Lorre, Matthew Hand from the animated Peter Lorre. We'll be back with more of the Gentleman Grachowski Show after this. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We're sitting here with Matthew Hand, and he has the new book, The Animated Peter Lorre. Now, Matthew, can you tell us anything? Is there a secret about Peter Lorre you found out about when you putting this book together, or anything about Peter Lorre that you may not have known that you could share with us?
Well, I didn't know that much about his career. I was just a fan. He started out. His first big movie was M. That was his first lead, and it made him an international star. And but then that was about 1929. Then shortly after that, he had to flee the country because of the Nazis, and he went to England. And this is the best story I think that I found out about Peter Lorre, is that he went to England and he was auditioning for Alfred Hitchcock to do the original The Man Who Knew Too Much, and Peter Lorre didn't speak English, but he was such a good observer of human nature. He'd watch Hitchcock, and Hitchcock would sit there and tell you long stories, these big anecdotes, and then he would wait until he knew when Hitchcock was reaching the punchline just by watching Hitchcock, and Lorre would laugh so hard he would fall off his chair, and he got the part, and he actually learned his lines phonetically.
And that's amazing, because think of the language barrier, and just sit here and just have to, remember lines that way. And you're communicating, but you're not communicating. Everyone else thinks you're communicating, but he was that talented of an actor that, and I found out that him and Alfred Hitchcock were really close friends, and they like to play practical jokes on each other, which is kind of funny. Could you imagine playing practical joke on a guy that looks like Peter Lorre?
or Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, both of those guys scare me. Now huh?
No, go ahead.
You do cartoon voices.
Well, I do my own cartoons, and I do what's called machinima. It's a computer animation. It was originally done with video games, and now they have their own dedicated engines. And I did one for my book. I made the book cover talk with my imitation of Peter Lorre's voice.
Let's hear a little bit of that.
This is Peter Lorre. Some idiot named Matthew Hahn has written a book about my 700 cartoons.
That's good. I like it. Have you ever prank called people growing up with that voice? Because I think back in the day, remember, before the days of caller ID, prank phone calling was something I always enjoyed doing. I don't know if I should be saying that now, but did you ever prank call somebody with that voice?
Not with the Peter Lorre voice, no. I did prank calls.
But you're also a published cartoonist. Let's talk a little bit about that. Tell us about what got you into doing that.
Well, I used to do clip art cartoons on the internet, and I've done several thousand of them, maybe like 10,000 of them. And I started doing my own cartoons with computer art, and I used to enter the local alternative paper. Used to have a contest every year, and I would be firmly among the honorable mention, and I would get published every year in that. And somebody said, people used to attack me on the clip art site, and somebody said, he has been published. That means he's funnier than you. No lie.
And another thing you do is you put together a festival for the Marx Brothers. Are you right?
Well, my wife and I endowed it. It's the SUNY State University of New York, Fredonia Marxonia Festival. It actually started about 30 years ago. It was started by a student who learned that the Marx Brothers movie Duck Soup took place in the mythical country of Fredonia, and so he started a festival to honor that connection, which is mostly spurious. The Marx Brothers were rumored to have played Fredonia in vaudeville, which is not true, and they were rumored to have written this series of letters to the mayor, back and forth. The mayor supposedly complained about naming the country, and Groucho said, "You should change the name of your city. It's hurting our picture." And but that was actually not true. It was just a publicity stunt for the movie.
We're sitting here with Matthew. And Matthew, you have a Facebook page, and you've got a. Tell us about how we can purchase the book if you'd like.
You can go to Amazon. Most people know how to do that. You can also buy it directly from the publisher, Bear Manor Media, and just Google Bear Manor, one word, media, and just my book is The Animated Peter Lorre, Lorre.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by today. Hopefully you can come back again. I'd like to find out more about this animated Marx Brothers book that you did a couple of years ago. I think that'd be kind of fun to talk to you about, because Marx Brothers, they never seem to go away. They always seem to come back, right?
Oh yeah. There's every 7 years or so there's a big revival. So we're due for another one.
All right, maybe we could start it right here, huh?
There you go.
That'd be nice. All right, Matthew Hahn, the animated Peter Lorre. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you again sometime. This is the Gentleman Gruchowski Show. We'll be back after this. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Gruchowski Show. I'm putting stuff on Instagram, and I definitely need you to like it. Please go to it. Larry_Gruchowski at Instagram, or it's at Larry_Gruchowski, however that works. I'm there. Like me, please. One person that you definitely like already is my next performer. He is John Babbitt, singer-songwriter from Chicago, and definitely living it up and enjoying himself there. John, how are you handling this quarantine? Because I know you like to get out there on stage and like to really entertain the crowd, but unfortunately, right now, you know what? The bar scene is kind of not really happening as much as it probably you'd like it to happen. Can you tell us about that? What have you been doing with yourself?
Sure. It's rough on everybody, but with good reason. It's
you didn't turn into a mime.
It's been my new hobby. That's what I've been doing with the social distancing. We can't touch each other, so
that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
6 feet apart. But so, anyways, I'm sorry for interrupting you. How are you handling? Like I said, as a performer, that's all you live for, is to get out there and perform. You're told you can't perform. You can only do so much. You're probably at home, right? So much songwriting and stuff.
Yeah, we're just taking it as seriously as the next person. No one wants to get sick, and of course we don't, we wish the best for everyone who's been sick and for people who've lost people. So I think we're doing the right thing by staying in. Yeah, of course. I miss going out and playing, and my whole, my band Lever does. That's usually our thing. There were times where we were playing, 4 times a week, and that doesn't include touring. So, yeah, we miss getting out there, but we understand the seriousness of the situation. So it's we're gonna do the best we can from entertaining you from our home to your home, and that's pretty much the best we can do for now. It's kind of a waiting game, so we'll see when things clear up. In the meantime, you could cozy up at home with your friends or your family and close people, and just enjoy some tunes and catch up on Netflix if you want
Right.
to.
And you don't have to feel alone at this time, because everyone else is going through the same thing you're going through, right?
That's absolutely correct. I love the segue.
And speaking of Don't Feel Alone, that's the song you're going to sing for us right now.
Yes, it is.
All right, John, take it away, my friend.
If I had $1, but every time my mind just took a ride, decided sailing out to sea. With every single collar, pulling out my name just like a race, missing that life right out of me. Don't feel alone. Don't feel alone. If I had a brain freeze, forever on I run from taking off, I'd seize up to eventually. Don't feel alone. Don't feel I'm making any sense. Time to get it, just to know that others feel the same way. Don't feel alone. Don't feel alone.
All right, Don't Feel Alone, and that's John Babb, and this is the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We'll be back with some more after this. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We thought it'd be nice in the summertime to celebrate music, live music, because we don't get the chance to hear it now because most of the world being shut down. But John Babbin's a local singer and songwriter, and he likes to sing for us, and we always love to have him on. John, welcome back.
Good to be back. How we doing, everybody?
Oh, well, I'm doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You know, as a singer-songwriter, you said you've been writing since you were in high school. Not that you're really old now, but you know that takes a lot of maturity as a someone in high school to sit there and start writing song lyrics.
Thank you. Yeah, it actually started before that too. Some of the ideas that I put forth into the band Lever, my full band Lever, some of those even come from middle school, even before, even if it's just little lyrical ditties or something like that. Just it's always been something I've done. So it's still trying to get better every day at it. So.
And that's the cool thing about a singer, a songwriter, is that you could always, you know what, you keep always adding to it, right? I mean, just because you wrote
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you can't tweak it tomorrow and then tweak it again until you really get it the way you want it. Like if you put something on paper or you put something on, you know, if you're a painter and you put something on a canvas, it's done, right? But as a
Exactly.
singer, songwriter, you can, you know what, you could change it up a little bit and make it a different style and you know what, and that's the beauty of music I'm jealous about because that's one thing I always wish I was able to get into is music. That the best I can do is karaoke, and I'm usually drunk, and so are
Hey,
the other people, so no one minds.
I believe in you. I believe you could do it. But I have heard you have some serious karaoke chops too. So that's something to be proud of as well. You're
Yes,
never done perfecting what you do.
yeah. Well, you know what? You got a song. You're gonna sing another song for us, and don't wait for me to start playing. Oh, by the way, by the way, the name of the song is "Don't Wait for Me."
Your segues are always the best. I just had to say that they're the best. This is the first song I played. "Don't Feel Alone" was off of the Douse album that was released last year from Lever, latest release from Lever, and this is another song off that album called "Don't Wait for Me."
My ears cannot hear a thing. Don't wait for me. My eyes are shut and I can't see. Don't wait for me. My mouth is shut and I can't speak. Don't wait for me. My feet won't run to sympathy. Don't wait for me. Take my soul, twist this spine of reality. You're in a world so easily. Don't wait for me. That feeling comes so peacefully. Don't wait for me. Want sunshine coast along the peak. Don't wait for me. In a world so gracefully. Don't wait for me. Patiently. I give it all that take the soul, sponge of your reality. I couldn't bring myself to Don't wait for me. I'm good to my master plan. Don't wait for me. I'll shoot you when I do it again. Don't wait for me. I'd rather be alone than this. Don't wait for me.
All right, that's John Babin. Thanks for watching the Gentleman Grachowski Show. Thanks for Matthew Hahn for stopping by. And John Babin, definitely thanks for stopping by. For more information, go to tvhams.com. We'll see you again next week.